Trying to take a thumbnail picture is hazardous. Hello, I'm Alyssa, and today I'm showing you my April and May 2018 Geeky pickups, which that's a little bit of a misnomer because some of the stuff is from March that I forgot to show off. So it's kind of 3 months, but the title that you're seeing, a little bit of a misnomer, so please forgive me. But let's just get started. I'll show you everything I got geeky-wise in the past 2.5-ish, 3-ish months. And yeah, let's have a fun time. First off, let's start off with the movies and Blu-rays and all that great jazz I have. The first thing I want to show off is actually a promotional item, and I went back to California in April and a little bit of May, and we saw Avengers Infinity War while I was there. And of course, Sean's cousin Sarah gave me this really awesome Avengers special event coin, which actually goes really well with my Black Panther coin that she also gave me. So thank you again, Sarah, because I love stuff like this, and this was just amazing, and I loved Infinity War. Now on to the actual movies. First up, I picked up Annihilation because I freaking love this movie. So far, it's been one of my favorites of the year. I think Alex Garland did a fantastic job adapting Jeff Vandermeer's books and making it his own entity. All of the actresses, Natalie Portman, Gina Rodriguez, Tessa Thompson, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Oscar Isaac were all fantastic. The special visual and audio effects were all fantastic. How many times can I say fantastic? I don't know. It's one of my favorite words apparently. But I love this movie. It's a shimmery case and it's just something I wanted to own. Next up, I'm going to get a lot of judgment for this, okay? But I picked up Star Wars, the prequel trilogy Blu-ray box set, which I actually really loved the third installment, Revenge of the Sith. These aren't the best Star Wars movies, but they're fun, and they do explain Anakin Skywalker's background, and I wanted to have this because I have a huge Star Wars collection. So please don't get too angry at me for having this, okay? I know these movies are considered trash by a lot of people, but I actually really enjoyed them, even though they have flaws, and it's part of my collection, so shh. Now this next one was a Walmart bargain bin gem of a find, diamond in the rough, but that is Paddington. I couldn't believe this movie was in the bargain bin because this movie is so good. And you might think it's aimed towards children, but it's just wonderful, it's warm, it elicits so many different emotions, and all the actors and actresses are superb in this, and I was so happy to find this for such a good deal because everyone needs Paddington in their life. Even if you don't think you do, you need Paddington in your life because it'll make it so much better. I also picked up Molly's Game because I adored this movie when I first saw it and really wanted to support it, so bought the Blu-ray for it. Another one people might get a tad about, even though there really should be no reason for it, is Star Wars The Last Jedi because I really actually love this movie, and I'm a huge fan of the original trilogy. I thought it went in a really good direction story-wise. I like the changes, I like the different tone of the film, I like the added characters. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie, so of course I had to have it on Blu-ray for my collection. Where did Anna Karenina go? Where did I put Anna Karenina? I didn't throw it away, did I? Anna Karenina. Anna Karenina. I also snagged Anna Karenina from a dollar store because I actually really enjoyed this movie. I have not read the source novel yet, so I don't know how it compares. But I love Joe Wright's interpretation of the story of Anna Karenina, and I loved Keira Knightley. I loved Alicia Vikander in this film. Donald Gleason's in this. It's just, I loved it. And lastly, everyone who knows me or has seen at least a couple of my videos should know I would pick this up. But that is Outlander Season 3, the Collector's Edition on Blu-ray, which I haven't even opened it yet because I got this while I was in California. But obviously Season 3, the show that I love, is my favorite show currently on air. And I'm just so excited to own it because I have the first 2 seasons, so I needed the 3rd season, obviously. Now let's move on to the collectibles area of this video. Is there an area of a video? I don't know, but I just made that up. First off, I feel a little silly having this, but I'm such a fan of the franchise and the character that I had to get it. But this is the Tomb Raider Barbie doll, and this is of course based on the 2013 video game or Alicia Vikander interpretation of the character, and she looks so great. She looks so great. I love her, and she comes on the map, her journal, the pickaxe, and she just looks so good. And on the back it's got a picture of Alicia Vikander. And it says, Lara Croft is the fiercely independent daughter of an eccentric adventurer who vanished mysteriously. Leaving everything she knows behind, she embarks on a journey to his last known destination, a fabled tomb on a mythical island. Lara ventures into the unknown, armed with only her sharp mind, blind faith, and stubborn spirit. She must push herself beyond her limits. Can she survive this perilous adventure and earn the title Tomb Raider? It's in all caps, that's why I said it like that. But, yeah, I have a Barbie doll, okay? I am a fully grown woman and I have a Barbie doll, but the packaging is just everything about it is just so it's so amazing and I love it! Now the rest of the stuff you're about to see in this collectibles portion are gifts from my mother, whether they were for Easter or just, you know, she saw them at the store and thought I liked them because she knows me really well. First up is this Wonder Woman plushie figurine thing. And I mean, she's got purple hair, so it's not totally accurate, and her face doesn't really look like Gal Gadot or Linda Carter. But you know what? It's Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman, okay? And you know, anything Wonder Woman, I will gladly accept. So she's my new friend. And then my mom knows I have a huge obsession with Star Wars, so she usually gets me something Star Wars related for holidays, or just if she sees it, she'll pick it up for me. First off, she got me this Hot Wheels car, which has Ahsoka Tano and Anakin Skywalker on it, and it's orange. They have a lot of awesome cars from this line of Star Wars Hot Wheels, but Mom got this because she said it had the characters on the side, which she probably can't tell from the camera, and she has liked the look of it. But you know what? I like Ahsoka Tano, I like Anakin Skywalker, and I know the Clone Wars movie isn't the best movie ever, but you know what? I like their relationship in that movie, so I'm happy to have this. She also got me this Han Solo Disney Infinity 3.0 figure because it was on sale at a discount store. But you know what? Han Solo is my favorite Star Wars character of all time. Anything Han Solo I will gladly have because I don't own anything Han Solo at the moment, so this is perfect. He's staying in his box. And I know it's supposed to be for a video game that I don't own, but it's Han Solo. It's a figure. I will take it. Han Solo. Han Solo. Han Solo. And she also got me this notebook which says Rule the Galaxy, and it's got Kylo Ren all over the place on it because I love notebooks and I'm constantly writing stuff down. It's Star Wars, so win-win. And lastly are these two pops. First one up is the Harley Quinn Impopster. Don't look at the price tag. I've been wanting this pop for forever because I love Harley Quinn. Most people know this, but if you're new here, I love Harley Quinn. And I mean, she's dressed up as Batman, and it's so cool. And I wanted her for so long, and Mom got her for me. So thank you, Mother, for the Harley Quinn Impopster pop because I love her. Also, I've been dying to have some kind of Spock pop from Star Trek. And I finally have the Mirror Universe Spock, but this is a Chase exclusive. And it's really cool. Again, I'm covering up the price tag. But I'm so glad to finally have something Star Trek in my collection because I've been dying for something for so long. Spock's one of my favorite characters from the Star Trek universe. And yeah, Mirror Universe Spock is awesome. Now we're moving right along to the video games I have. I have a few, so let's just get started with this. First up is State of Decay 2. I know this is riddled with bugs. I haven't played it yet. I'm hoping they'll release a patch that fixes some of the bugs, but I know the original game was full of bugs and I still loved it. I do really want to play this sometime, so hopefully I'll get on that soon once I finish some of the games I'm currently playing. And speaking of games I'm currently playing as of the time of filming, that would be Detroit Become Human. I freaking love this game. I love the storyline it's telling. I think it's visually stunning. I adored all of Quantic Dream's previous games, so of course I'm loving this game. It's not too challenging, but it's telling a really topical, powerful story about how androids are a common thing in the future in 2038, and they're starting to become deviant, which means they're developing feelings and they want to be free from humans. It's a really interesting topic, and I'm having so much fun playing this. I'm also concurrently playing Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. I'm really loving it. I've actually seen the first 20 hours because I watched Sean play it, so I kind of know what I'm doing right now. But when I get past that point, I'm just going to be so excited, to be honest. but the art style is gorgeous. I'm loving the change from the turn-based system of the first game to the typical attack system in this game. I can't think of the right word at the moment for it. And I'm really loving all the different aspects of the game, the kingdom building that's in this game, the strategic military battles. I'm even enjoying the side quests, even though a lot of them are fetch quests, but the characters are so interesting and the cities are so diverse, and I'm just having so much fun with Ni no Kuni 2. But I've kind of sidelined it for Detroit at the moment, but I will get back to this. And lastly, I have God of War PS4 edition, obviously the new one. I freaking love this game. I do need to go back and finish some stuff since there are post-game activities, but this was such a beautiful game. The combat was precise and so much fun to pull off combos, and the death scenes were just fantastic. I loved Kratos and his relationship with Atreus. I love the twin dwarf brothers, Brock and Sindri, in the game. They were so much fun. And I loved everything about this game. It's fantastic. It's definitely Game of the Year material. And lastly, these aren't really games, but they're gaming related. And Sean gave me these. And you're probably tired of hearing about Sean at the moment. I'm so sorry. Not really sorry, because I like to brag about him. He's also probably watching this and going, oh God. He gave me a couple strategy guides that he had, which was super sweet. First up, of course, Tomb Raider, because I'm a Tomb Raider fanatic, okay? And I want everything Tomb Raider. And even though I've played this game, I still wanted the guide. It's in pretty much perfect condition. I think it kind of got a little battered when I traveled back home, but otherwise, like, it's more Tomb Raider for my life. And next up, this one isn't even opened, and he just gave it to me, but it's the complete official Final Fantasy 15 Collector's Edition guide, which it looks beautiful, but it comes with Japanese game cover art as an exclusive lithograph, 32-page art gallery with commentaries from the development team, exclusive map poster covering the massive game area, and premium hardcover and printed on superior quality art paper. Again, I've played Final Fantasy 15, but to have the guide, especially not even opened yet, and the collector's edition on top of that is incredible. So I have to give a massive, massive thank you to Sean for giving me these because they made me so happy! And the last thing I'm going to talk about are the books. I know some of you don't enjoy hearing about books, so if you decide to leave now, au revoir. I've enjoyed having you here so far, but if you're sticking around for the books, you get extra brownie points. And the first thing I want to show off, again, is not actually a book, but it's a book-related item. And it's this really, really pretty bookmark. Let me take it out of the protective case for a moment. But Sean's mother gave this to me, and it was so sweet of her. I always, always love bookmarks. And it says, "Shoot for the moon, even if you miss it, you'll land among the stars" by Les Brown. And it's just beautiful. I love how it's got the moon and stars, and I didn't even notice this, but on the back it's actually a ruler as well. So that's cool. That's really cool too, but it's got a lot of sentimental meaning to it for me. I'm kind of even afraid to use it because I don't want it to get banged up or anything, but I think it's gorgeous, and it was really, really sweet. It's such a sweet gift, and I adore it. What just fell off? OMG, no. This is why I was afraid to use it. A string just fell off from it. No! No! It's never being used. It's never being used. Good Lord, and my hair! My hair! It just won't cooperate. Also, while I was in California, we stopped into Barnes & Noble, and I saw this, and I think I internally squealed. But that's Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, which is the first book in the... I don't know what series it is, but this is what the Expanse TV show is based off of. I've been wanting to read this for forever. It is a bargain book. I was excited, so I got it, and yeah, I'm excited to read it, but it's a chunker, so it's probably going to be a little bit before I do read it, but more science fiction in my life. I do want to read this before I watch the TV show. I'm excited! I'm really excited. You can't tell that I'm excited, but I'm really excited. Another gift from my mother was The Terror by Dan Simmons. This is the book that the TV show is based off of, which I wanted to read the book before watching the TV show, because I really want to watch the TV show because it has Tobias Menzies in it and Kieran Hines, and yeah. But I'm really excited to have this. It is a little beat up, but if I really love this, I can obviously get another copy. But again, this was really generous of my mom to get this for me because I've been wanting to read it for a while now, and I am looking forward to it. But again, chunker, so it might be a while before I actually read it. And then I found this specific book at a used bookstore in our town, and this is actually all 4 books in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series by Douglas Adams, and I think this is actually pretty old. This looks pretty old. Like, this looks like it's a pretty old edition. Let me look. But I was super excited to find this because it was really cheap. It's all 4 books. I've been dying to read them for forever, and to have them all in one thing is amazing. And yeah, this is really, really old. This is from 1986. So, this is really old, and I was just so excited to find this for such a good price, and it's all 4 books, so I don't have to go hunting for every single book of the series if I like the first book. I am super excited to have this, and especially because it's so old, and it's in pretty decent condition. There's a couple little boo-boos on it, but for how old it is, it's in good condition. Then I found this book in Books A Million's bargain section, and that is All Is Not Forgotten by Wendy Walker. I actually own another book of hers, Emma in the Night, that I have not read. So I don't know if I actually like her writing, but this was so cheap that I had to get it. And it sounds really cool. It says, it begins in the small, affluent town of Fairview, Connecticut, where everything seems picture perfect. Until one night when young Jenny Kramer is attacked at a local party. In the hours immediately thereafter, she is given a controversial drug to medically erase her memory of the violent assault, but in the weeks and months that follow, as she heals from her physical wounds, and with no factual recall of the attack, Jenny struggles with her raging emotional memory. Her father, Tom, becomes obsessed with his inability to find her attacker and seek justice, while her mother, Charlotte, struggles to pretend that this horrific event has not touched her carefully constructed world. It sounds really, really interesting. It's pretty short. I think it'll probably be a quick read, and I'm excited to try Wendy Walker's writing. And all the rest of these books I'm going to show are from Book Outlet. I seriously need a sponsorship with them, but I'm not big enough to have a sponsorship because I buy stuff from them all the time because their prices are so freaking cheap. But the first book I got from Book Outlet is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. Again, this is a classic horror novel I've been wanting to read for a long time. It's really, really short. And I know there is a movie coming out starring Mikhail Huseman. So I'm really excited to see that, so I need to read this before that comes out. But yeah, I've never read Shirley Jackson before, but I've heard amazing things about her. The next book is Their Finest, which this was actually originally titled Their Finest Hour and a Half, but since the movie came out, and this is the movie tie-in cover, it's called Their Finest. It's by Alyssa Evans, and I freaking love the movie, and I wanted to read the source material. And just a quick synopsis, it is 1940. France has fallen, and only a narrow strip of sea lies between Great Britain and invasion. The war could go either way, and everyone must do their bit. Copywriter Katrin Cole is drafted into the Ministry of Information to help write women into propaganda films, something the men aren't very good at. She is quickly seconded to the ministry's latest endeavor, a heartwarming tale of plucky sisters who help rescue British soldiers from the beaches of Dunkirk. It's all completely fabricated, of course, but why does that matter when the nation's morale is at stake? It's a really, really intriguing story. I love the film, and I really want to read this soon. And I actually really like this tie-in cover, probably because I love Jim Arden. Also, it has a blurb from Jojo Moyes on the cover, and Jojo Moyes, I freaking love her books, so I'm really, 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 really excited to read Their Finest sometime. Next up is Starship Troopers by Robert A. Heinlein. I've been wanting to read this for forever. I love the movie, and I know the book is nothing like the movie. I've heard that from so many people. But this is a classic science fiction book. It took me forever to find a copy, and this was such a good price that I had to get it immediately when I saw it on their website. But I'm really, really excited to delve into this and see what the hype is about with the book, because the movie, again, is fantastic, but I'm not going to draw comparisons between the movie and the book. Next up is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, which is book 1 of the All Souls trilogy. Again, this is a book I've been dying to read for forever, but can never find a cheap enough copy for my cheapskate heart. But Book Outlet finally had one. It's in fantastic condition. And a little synopsis. Deep in the heart of Oxford's Bodleian, oh gosh, I just effed that up, library, Diana Bishop, a young scholar and the descendant of witches, unearths an enchanted alchemical manuscript. Wanting nothing to do with sorcery, she banishes the book to the stacks. But her discovery has set a fantastical underworld stirring, and soon a horde of daemons, witches, and other creatures descends upon the library. Among them is the enigmatic Matthew Claremont, a vampire with a keen interest in the book. If you say anything about vampires to me, I want to read it. This has a vampire in it, and I've heard amazing things about this, so I had to get it. I also had to get The Magicians by Lev Grossman, which is actually what the TV show The Magicians is based off of. And again, this is a series, and if I like this, I have to find the rest because they have like spines that match up. But I'm really excited to read this. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this. And yeah, that's all I have. That's all I have to say about this. I'm just really pumped to have this in my little hands. They're not really that little. I have huge fingers. Is this the longest pickup video or what? I'm so sorry for the link. Not that sorry, actually. Next up, I found the complete Sherlock Holmes Volume 1 by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I love the Sherlock Holmes books. I've been wanting to have a bind-up for forever. Finally found this on book outlets. And there is a volume 2. There are tons of stories just in this one volume though, so it's going to take quite a bit of time to read this. But I'm so excited to finally have some Sherlock Holmes in my literary life. Next up is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. Again, I've heard really great things about this, and it's kind of weird that this has a Walmart sticker on it, but I swear I got it from book outlet. And the synopsis of this is, a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and has even conquered death. Now Scythes are the only ones who can end life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice to a Scythe, a role that neither wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequence of failure could mean losing their own. Which sounds really cool. It sounds like it's up my alley, and again, I've heard really great things about this, so looking forward to reading this at some point. I picked up Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Sean McGuire. I actually have Every Heart a Doorway and have not read it yet. This is the companion / sequel to that. But you know, it's really short. It was a good price. And I've heard amazing things about Every Heart a Doorway, so I wanted to have the companion novel on hand to read afterwards. I also have The Summer That Melted Everything by Tiffany McDaniel. I've heard this is actually kind of a terrifying story, even though the cover seems really bright and happy and summery. And the synopsis reads, Sal seems to appear out of nowhere. A bruised and tattered 13-year-old boy claiming to be the devil himself answering an invitation. Fielding Bliss, the son of a local prosecutor, brings Sal home, where the Bliss family welcomes him, assuming he's a runaway from a nearby farm town. When word spreads that the devil has come to Breathed, not everyone is happy to welcome this self-proclaimed fallen angel. Murmurs follow him and tensions rise, along with the temperature, as an unbearable heat wave rolls into town right along with him. As strange accidents start to occur, some in the town, riled by the feverish heat, start to believe that Sal is exactly who he claims to be. So, really interesting synopsis. Again, I've heard it's kind of horrifying, kind of scary, and I love stuff like that, and this sounds really cool. So, I mean, I had to get it. I also got Today Will Be Different by Maria Simple because I loved Where'd You Go, Bernadette. I've heard this is not as good, but I still really wanted to read this. And the last pickup, the last book, is Black Mad Wheel by Josh Malerman. This was purely an author buy because I loved Bird Box by Josh Malerman, and I don't believe this is horror. I believe this is more of a... oh, maybe, I don't know, maybe it is a horror. Anyway, I don't want to read another synopsis, but I'll let you know how this is once I read it. I'll have a review up on my website. So those are all the pickups and gifts I received in April and May, and some in March that I forgot to include. Sorry for the really long video, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. If you're not subscribed yet, but you like what you've seen and heard, hit that subscribe button. And also, even if you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell so my videos pop up in your sub box feed, because that's really important. It's super important, okay? Don't you want to see this face if you love it? Whenever I upload a new video, please hit the bell. Please. And if you'd like to follow me on social media sites, those are all listed down below in the description box. And also, make sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you picked up, or, you know, recommend stuff to me, because I love getting recommendations as well. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you watch the whole thing. You get extra love and kudos from me. Peace and kisses. Bye!